What if the Earth stopped spinning tonight? In a flash, our world would change in ways we never imagined. In this video, I'll use real science to explain what would happen and why it's all up to one small part of our planet. So, make sure you stick around until the end. We often take for granted the fact that the Earth rotates on its axis at 1670 kilometers per hour. At this speed, a point on the equator moves roughly 460 meters every second. It might seem like a minor detail, but without this rotation, the world as we know it simply wouldn't exist. First off, let's debunk a common myth. When the Earth was born, it didn't form from a giant ball of spinning matter. Instead, it was a bunch of tiny pieces that came together over time. So, how did the Earth start spinning? Well, early in Earth's formation, space was full of debris left over from the formation of the solar system. There were rocks and dust swirling around, and they didn't just sit there. No, they interacted with our young Earth through collisions. And guess what? Most of these collisions weren't head-on. They were angled ones. Picture a bunch of marbles colliding with a big rock. If they hit from the side, they'll bounce off and the rock will move. That's pretty much what happened. These angled impacts gave the Earth an initial spin, and once it started rotating, inertia kept it going. Think about it. If the Earth ever stopped spinning, the ground beneath our feet would continue moving forward at 1670 kilometers per hour. But don't worry, it won't happen anytime soon. Scientists estimate that the Earth will spin for another billion years at its current rate. So no need to panic just yet. But for the sake of a fun movie or a thought experiment, let's imagine the Earth suddenly stops spinning. What would happen next? First things first, we wouldn't even notice it right away. Since the sun would still be in the sky in its usual spot, we'd see daylight for 6 months straight, then experience 6 months of darkness. So, no extra sunlight or anything like that. But there's more to the story because the Earth isn't just a big ball. It's got some serious bulge at the equator thanks to its rotation. If it suddenly stopped spinning, that bulge wouldn't disappear instantly. It would take a while to even out. So, for a brief moment, places near the equator would be a bit closer to the sun than usual, receiving more intense sunlight. But that wouldn't last long, and those areas would quickly get used to the new conditions. Okay, so now let's talk about what would happen to us humans if the Earth stopped spinning. Brace yourself for some wild stuff. Our bodies are used to living on a rotating planet. When the Earth spins, it creates a force called the Coriolis effect, which influences wind patterns, ocean currents, and even the paths of hurricanes. But here's the twist. The Coriolis effect is so subtle that humans can't notice it in their everyday lives. However, without the Earth's rotation, the force would vanish and our bodies wouldn't be prepared for it. For example, when planes fly across time zones, they have to adjust for the Coriolis effect on their flight paths. Without the Earth's rotation, planes could fly straight as the crow flies, but here's where it gets real weird. If the Earth suddenly stopped spinning, our digestive systems would go haywire. They're not exactly built for a non-rotating world. I mean, just think about it. All those internal organs that have settled into their spots because of the Earth, its rotation would be suddenly thrown off balance. It's like your stomach has been practicing flips and tricks while the Earth was spinning, but then the music stops and the spotlight hits it. Awkward. Some people might feel nauseous while others could even pass out. But hey, maybe we'd all feel a little better once we stepped outside. After all, gravity would be a bit stronger close to the equator where the Earth is a bit closer to the center of the planet. So it's like getting a free workout, but not so fast. The atmosphere around us would also change dramatically. Let me explain. On a rotating planet, air gets flung outward at the equator due to inertia. This makes the air pressure lower there compared to the poles. So if the Earth stopped spinning, air would rush from the poles to the equator to even out the pressure. And guess what? That rush of air would reach speeds of over 320 kilometers per hour. It's like a giant jet stream circling the globe. And to add to the chaos, oceans would also try to keep spinning, creating gigantic waves that would crash on land, causing massive flooding. It's like Mother Nature's way of saying, "Hey, stop messing with my rotation, you crazy Earth." Now, as the Earth slowly adjusts to its new non-rotating state, the climate zones would shift. Areas near the equator, which were previously comfortable and pleasant, would become scorching deserts. Meanwhile, regions near the poles, which had mild temperatures because of ocean currents, would suddenly find themselves in an ice age. Without the Coriolis effect, ocean currents driven by wind patterns would cease to exist. And guess what? Those currents play a crucial role in redistributing heat around the globe. For instance, the Gulf Stream keeps Western Europe warmer than other places at the same latitude. But let's not forget about the poles. They're in for some seriously icy times. Right now, the Earth's rotation helps keep them a bit warmer, but without that rotation, the poles would become frigid wastelands covered in thick ice sheets. Even though the tilt of the Earth's axis keeps the poles from becoming true iceboxes, it wouldn't be enough to save them. And speaking of ice, here's something you might not have thought of. Ice sheets covering the poles would expand, eventually reaching areas with temperatures above freezing. We're talking about parts of Canada, Alaska, and northern Russia. You know those places where polar bears roam freely? Well, they better start packing their bags and moving south because their hunting grounds would turn into a massive polar desert. And let's not forget about the animals living in the oceans near the poles. Many of them rely on the cold waters and unique ecosystems that form because of the Earth's rotation. Without the rotation, their habitats would change drastically, leading to who knows what kind of chaos in the marine world. But wait, there's more. As the ice sheets grow, they'd reflect more sunlight back into space, possibly triggering an ice age. Global temperatures could plummet by several degrees. And let's not forget about the rising sea levels. As the ice melts, more water would flow towards the poles, making them even colder and causing more melting. It's like a vicious cycle. And here's the kicker. An ice age combined with higher sea levels could say goodbye to many coastal cities. Imagine iconic places like New York, London, and Tokyo vanishing beneath the waves. Now, some of you might be thinking, who cares about those cities? Let the real estate prices drop. But hold on. The world economy would collapse without these major cities. The global financial system relies on trade, transportation, and communication networks centered around these urban hubs. Plus, millions of people would be left without homes. And let's not forget about the less developed countries. They face unique challenges that would be even more devastating. Higher sea levels alone could wipe out entire island nations and home to countless species. A significant portion of global biodiversity would be lost. I mean, we're talking about entire ecosystems disappearing from the face of the Earth. So, yeah, if the Earth stopped spinning tonight, tomorrow wouldn't be fun either. Don't worry, though. It won't happen anytime soon, but it does highlight just how delicately balanced our planet is. The Earth's rotation is a crucial factor in shaping our world, influencing everything from our daily lives to the climate to the very existence of many species. So let's appreciate the Earth for what it is, even if it does give us a few spins now and then. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love our content. We've got tons of videos explaining the science behind everyday things. Just check out our channel. And remember, if the Earth ever does stop spinning, grab some water and find some high ground. Good luck.